Department of Wildlife Conservation, Outdoor Oklahoma.
Nice shot. Okay. All right. Let's put our safety on.
Hello and welcome to Outdoor Oklahoma. I'm Todd Craighead, and today we've got an exciting show for you to do because we're excited about dove season. You know, September 1st marks the opening day of dove season, and really kind of the kickoff of the hunting seasons here in Oklahoma. Today we're going to be dove hunting on the Hackberry Flat Wildlife Management Area in southwest Oklahoma with a longtime friend that you'll probably remember, Neil Keyes. Neil was a producer here on Outdoor Oklahoma much of his career. Well, he retired, moved out of state, and as much in life does, it brings you back to your roots, back to Oklahoma. And Neil is back home now with us, and he's going to be dove hunting today. But before that, we're going to be taking advantage of a wonderful opportunity to tap into Mr. Ed Cunnas. Ed, you know, I'm sure are already aware that he is our shotgun training education program coordinator here in the state. And Ed is with outdoor writer Beth Ann Amiko today, giving her a few little tips about getting ready for dove season. And we're going to listen in a little. Well, how's it looking, Ed?
Well, it's looking real good. We're out here in the field today doing a pattern test. Little pre-dove season preparation. And a lot of times people don't realize, but you need to pattern test and have your gun performing properly before you get into the field. If your gun doesn't work right, your shooting doesn't matter, you see.
That's so right.
It's got to be
a good point.
But we got a wonderful pattern here, nice dense cloud, and we're shooting number 6 steel shot. And it's going to work out real good at about 30, 35 yards.
Wonderful.
And this is vitally important because, you know, your patterning and the performance of your gun at the point of impact is very critical. A lot of people don't do that. You know, they don't think about it. I need to pattern that shotgun, but that's a very important part of the process of being ready for hunting. Practice is very, very important. We've done our pattern test now. We know that our density of our shot cloud is correct, and we're going to move over and we're going to do some actually do some target shooting.
Oh, good.
And,
all right.
And this is Beth Ann here. Beth Ann is going to, I've got a little surprise for her today.
Oh, I like surprises.
We're going to work on a crossing shot, which most of your dove shots will be crossing or passing shots. But occasionally, you'll have some that come straight over, and some people have a hard time with that one. So we're going to work on those two methods of shooting, you know, the pass shooting and then also the blot and fire method.
Okay.
And, that'll kind of get you tuned up for what's getting ready to happen.
Okay. Well, what's your surprise?
My surprise is normally Beth Ann's used to shooting orange or black and orange targets.
Sure.
But today she's going to be shooting gray targets.
Aha.
Because what we want to do as practice, we want to try to mimic or duplicate the exact field conditions you're going to be shooting in.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, a gray target, I mean, we have gray doves here.
That's right.
So
not too many orange ones out there.
That's right. It's going to be a great match.
Okay.
So,
well, good.
It'll be some realistic shooting, and we're going to try maybe shooting from a seat. You know, a lot of times you don't have a chance or can't stand to shoot, so you have to practice from a seating position or setting position, and try to practice everything that we're going to encounter on that day of the dove hunt.
Good. Okay.
At this point, we've already got our pattern done. We know that's correct. We're gonna move over. And Travis, would you mind maybe pulling a few targets for us? Okay. If you would, why go ahead and take the puller and we'll get started on that. Beth Ann, now we've pattern tested our gun. We know it's an efficient pattern. Let's try some shots. And in the most common scenario with dove hunting, you have a lot of crossing shots this way. We also need to practice today some oncoming shots. That's another two of the most popular types of shots. But crossing shots is very important. What I'd recommend you do as the target comes in, you have to move your body to the target. Of course, you want to do that very carefully, but you want your body squared up with the flight line of the target. In other words, the target's going to be flying this way. I want my shoulders square with that area it's going to cross. Then I'll take a step forward. I'll start my gun here, start behind the target, pass and shoot like this, okay? And the key thing is keep the gun tight into your shoulder, keep your face down on the gun, don't look at the bead on the gun, watch the target. Watch the target. That's the key to the whole thing, and it'll work real good for you. Okay, action open, safety on. I'll give the gun to you. And Let me get a couple of shells here. Okay, let me get my earplugs in real quick, and we'll give her a shot. Okay, gun loaded. You've in control of the safety. Now remember, watch the bird, not the barrel. Watch the bird all the way through. Okay. Good shot. Okay, let's try it again. All right, you can shoot just a tiny bit lower on that bird, okay? Nice shot, nice follow through. Beautiful shot, okay. Nice follow through, you got this down real well. Holding your gun good too, good stand.
Well, we'll eavesdrop in with more from Ed and get some more shotgun tips right after we catch up with Neil Kies down at Hackberry Flat.
Absolutely fantastic, Kelvin.
Pretty neat, isn't it?
There's so many doves, it looks like bumblebees flying around here. You know, what a sudden transformation for me to go from the mountains of Montana down here to the flatlands of southwest Oklahoma. And we're on the Hackberry Flat Management Area, which you're responsible for.
Right.
Last time I was here, I think it was 7, 8 years ago, and there was a lot of work going on building dikes.
We've come a long way since then.
Well, it's obvious you've really done a lot of work. Tell me a little bit about what your plan is here. The habitat is terrific.
Well, we plant a lot of milo and German millet for dove, and in the springtime, and then in August we manipulate some of these fields and to provide hunting areas for our dove hunters.
Now,
This is one of our fields that we've mowed specifically for dove management, and we bring a shredder in and shred the feed down when it's dry, and it shatters out, and it makes an excellent place to dove hunt.
Well, I know it's obvious with all those that we see flying. Now, you've got some things planted over here.
We like to, we don't like to mow it all down. We like to leave some cover for later in the winter, you know, and but we typically mow enough to keep a good number of birds, and it works pretty good.
I've forgotten how big the total Hackberry Flat.
Hackberry Flat is 7,120 acres in size, and there's about 22 wetland units, and they range from about 80 acres to 715 acres, and there's about 3,500 acres of the wetland that can be flooded, and then there's about the remainder of that, 3,000 something acres of upland habitat. A lot of that is planted to agricultural crops, and then there's several areas going to be about 400 acres in native grass. And so we provide a pretty diverse range of habitats here at Hackberry.
That sounds great. Well, Kelvin, obviously I'm here to do a little dove hunt tomorrow. Tomorrow's opening day. Have you got any tips for me on things I can look for, or where I might kind of set up? Maybe this is getting a little inside information, but
well, a good dove scouter will keep his eye on power lines. Okay. A dove love to set on power lines, on fence lines, and look for here at Hackberry. Look for these ditches that have bare ground next to the water. Dove like the water where there's bare ground right next to the water, and look for these mowed fields. There's probably somewhere around 15 mowed fields. We typically keep about from 15 to 18 fields that we manage for dove. There's some traditional areas that we keep in dove fields on a yearly basis, and then there's some fields that are new each year as the habitat presents itself. So traditionally, the upper end of Hackberry Flat, the northwest corner, north of the lake, is I've been here 10 years, and that's always been a hot spot. Those doves start there, it seems like, and then they filter down through the drain and spread out through the management fields. Opening morning, there's a lot of dove, and you could sit in one place, but I like to get around and where I can see better and kind of do it that way. So
great. Well, I'm sure looking forward to it. You're going to be hunting in the morning, or?
Well, might be. We're going to. We might get to hunt a little bit, and then we'll work a while too.
Okay, good. Well, I'm sure looking forward to it.
It ought to be fun.
Good to see you again.
You bet. Thanks a lot.
All right.
Enjoy your time.
Will do. You bet.
Now, Ed, we're going to be hunting today down at Hackberry Flat Wildlife Management Area, and they've got to use non-toxic shot down there. All hunters do.
Yes.
How does that play into a hunter's practicing?
Well, really, you need to practice with what you're going to use. If you're going to
Sure.
Hackberry Flat or any other area that requires non-toxic shot, then that's what you need to practice with.
Okay.
However, the key thing is always keep your eye on the target, keep following through, and this steel shot will do a good job.
Great. Okay. So there's all those myths you hear about steel shot are not true. They're just as effective.
Just as effective, that's exactly right. And it just takes practice.
Okay.
It just takes, and if you can, you just take some time to go out and practice, and like we are today, Beth Ann wanted to come out in the field and practice and work on some actual hunting situations, then we're getting a true test of how well that shot works.
Okay, you've got a stool here, so I'm assuming you're going to have Beth Ann shoot from a sitting position.
Oncoming targets, sitting position, like you would in your blind.
That's a tough one. Okay, well, I'm going to step aside, let you give her some instructions, all right?
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, Beth Ann, go ahead and take your position. And like I say, we know the birds are coming through here. We're set up, we can take a side passing shot on either side or right straight up the middle. So we're in our blind. I'm gonna go ahead and load your gun here, and you're ready to go, your safety. Now you know what to do. Just follow, blot, and keep moving. Let's try it.
Pull.
Okay, nice shot. Okay.
We'll catch up with more tips from Ed, teaching a little bit about dove hunting techniques to Beth Ann Amiko, right after this week's Outdoor Report.
Well, we thought we were being smart this morning and trying to take some back roads to get over to this southwest corner of the area. It's supposed to be pretty hot, but we kind of got a little bit lost. But there's dove flying. We hear a lot of shooting going on to the west of us. We've got a group of guys just here to the north, and plowed field. We've seen a few birds coming off of it, so maybe if we get up here a little ways and get in position away from these vehicles, we could do some good. Well, I see my other hunters up here. Gonna meet up with some of the education guys from the Wildlife Department, Lance Meek, Hunter Ed Coordinator, and Damon Springer, I think he's the Aquatic Ed Coordinator, and some of the family members. So these guys have been out here before. Last few years, they're supposed to know where the hot spots are, so I'm kind of looking forward to getting positioned with them. Good one.
I'm gonna go get him.
Good shot that. My first shot of the season, I think I missed, and I think he nailed it. Oh well. Well, Kelvin was saying that if they do have their certain flyways, and if we can find one of those flyways, well, we should be in good shape. I feel great about it. We've seen at least a couple dozen groups fly back and forth here. I think once we get settled down and concealed, and we'll do good. Spread out so we're in, safe distance from one another. I think I'll set up right at the head of this curve in those bushes there. Oh, boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna move on down a little bit further. You're going in right there.
Yeah, I was gonna. Oh, look at that! Well, safe distance. This looks pretty good right here. Set my bucket down. Oh, yeah. Oh, there's one right there. Oh, missed. This stuff's... Whew, I'm gonna have to get on. It's been a while. Oh, got that one. That felt good. Oh man, this is great. My first dove as a renewed Oklahoma resident. Pretty neat, but exciting wing targets. Took me about 3 shots to finally get onto it there. This is probably my fault. I should have done a little practicing before I came out here, but well, it's a good start. Only 14 more to go.
Here's 4.
One right there, yeah. Oh, dang. I can see why you need to bring a lot of shells. Oh, that is more darn fun. Well, maybe they'll scare up some more out there in that field. Well, only 12 more to go. That's a nice one here. That was unbelievable. You start tracking them and then they just, and boy, it's hard to react quick enough. I heard there's a lot of protein in a grasshopper. I've heard that chocolate-covered grasshoppers are quite tasty, but as far as eating one plain like that, unroasted, it doesn't sound very appetizing to me, but spiders evidently do well on it and like it. Oh, yeah. Too far. They are such a small bird, you feel like they're actually farther away than they really are when you shoot them and down them, and so you do tend to walk past where they actually are. Hopefully right, here it is. By golly, the feathers led me right to it. See, little teeny feathers like that. There it is, hallelujah. Oh, lucked out on this one. Okay, let's go back to our spot. All right. Yeah, slowly, one by one. Not like all that furious action we heard earlier this morning, but it isn't too bad. Just be patient. One will fly by every so often. Of course, one of the benefits of these birds is that they are such good eating, but they are really, I think, a very attractive bird. Got neat colorations in it. Very challenging wing shot. Only took 3 shots with this one. Let's see, I got 10 more to go. Hey, he's so intent on eating that it doesn't even bother him when I touch him. Huh. I hate anything that moves quick. Good one. Good shape. Another good eater. Well, that's about average. 4 or 5 shots for every one dove. Man, what a day. You know, that dove shooting was phenomenal early this morning. Yeah, it was great.
You know, Ed, we've been getting a lot of really good tips from you today, but I can't help but think of the Wildlife Expo and what a tremendous opportunity that will be for thousands of people to get to work with you for even just for a few minutes, one-on-one.
Right. Well, this year we're going to have 6 stations set up. Last year we had 4. And we had 1,900 people go through last year in that day and a half.
Yeah.
And fired 10,000 rounds of ammunition.
Oh my goodness!
So,
wow.
But this year we've got bigger ideas. We've got 6 stations set up.
Okay.
And we're going to do the same shooting scenario, but we've dedicated 2 stations for the younger
Okay.
youth that wants to shoot. We have 410 that's modified for the young person.
Okay.
And we want to invite everybody, the families, all the kids, and everybody to come out
bet.
and have some fun with this.
You bet. Well, that Wildlife Expo, if you haven't heard, you're one of the few in the state that probably hasn't heard about the Wildlife Expo, but it's free to the public. It's a tremendous opportunity to get to bring your family out to the Lazy E Arena and get to try a lot of different things, not only some shotgunning, but archery, fishing, get to watch some really neat seminars from some very knowledgeable people. It's a lot of fun. And we want to encourage everybody to take part in this year's Wildlife Expo. You know, there's some great prizes given away too.
That's
Matter of
right.
speaking, you know, there's some lifetime licenses that will be given away, and even an ATV. You could win a 4-wheeler, but you've got to register at wildlifedepartment.com. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you, Todd.
I think we could maybe find some ice water nearby.
I think we've got some.
Okay, we'll see you somewhere new next time in Outdoor Oklahoma.